Hey, so I wanted to do another video because I'm bored and lonely and like talking to myself apparently. So just got back from the gym and grocery shopping. I spent way too much money. I went to the expensive grocery store because I wanted to get my dog the food that she's grown accustomed to by hook or by crook. She's gonna eat the expensive food. And I got some vitamins because I feel like my appetite's been out of whack since I got out of prison, or really since I went into prison. So I think that my probiotics are all messed up. I've been spoiled for a long time because I really have like an extensive filtration system, and so I haven't drank chlorinated water in years. Uh, Never mind the fluoride and all that. Um, so I think that when I drank the prison water, I bleached my gut bacteria essentially, and I think that's why my appetite's been so excessive. I've been so hungry. I'm not getting nutrients, but I'm eating like crazy. So I got some probiotics, which are crazy expensive. Like 30 doses was like $40. Couldn't believe it. I got some B vitamins because I'm concerned about my nervous system. I haven't had a lot of the peripheral neuropathy since my first adventure in that place. But I've had some, and you know, B vitamins are important for your metabolism, for energy, but also for the health of your nerves. It's part of detoxing, so I need to make sure the fats are being cleansed with B vitamins. So that's what I got. And what else did I get that was crazy expensive? So I got the probiotics, the B vitamins. Oh, I got some I vitamins. Is like the Turbo Max, whatever, the best I vitamins that there are. But that was like $30 for a little bottle. They get you with the eye vitamins. I don't know why they make the eye vitamins so expensive, because you can get a bottle of multivitamins like that big for like $12, and a bottle of eye vitamins for like $40. But so, like, you add up the vitamins I got, like the probiotics and the eye vitamins alone are like more than I spent on beef and vegetables for a month. Not a month, but a good week. So, but I think that I really need to reboot, especially my gut bacteria, to get my appetite back kind of in rhythm. 'Cause it's not right. I've been like just craving food so much, and I've been tired, so I don't think my digestion is on target, and it makes sense. And I've been concerned about my eyes, even though my vision is on point. If anything, my vision is really like I'm every time I'm like concerned about my eyes because of the feeling I've gotten during meditation. I'm like, is my vision impaired? It's like, no, I can see off in the distance really clear, and then I can immediately focus close up, and I can go back and forth, and there's a little delay. It's just when I'm tired, it's just when I'm exhausted, that my eyes start to get like I want to close them and rest. Like they burn a little bit, but and the feeling I get when I'm meditating, like I'm crying underneath my skin. Like it feels like there's stuff dripping down from my eyes, but underneath the skin, like on the skeleton. So it's a concerning sensation, but for all I know, it's like a great advancement in my meditation. You know, let's hope, right? And not some, you effect from, you know, what's likely a biological weapon. I mean, I'm not even going to say it's a biological weapon from China. My conspiracy theories are way beyond any nationalist stuff. I think, if anything, it's like grand conspiracy with, even our that our ability to access information is so controlled that any theory we develop is like clay in their hands. You know what I mean? Like the the U.S. government and international government and government in general is so intertwined globally at this point that I'm not going to point fingers, but I will say that the timing with advancement in genetic engineering and then a disease and the global warming and everything, it's the timing makes it a high probability. And it's ultimately going to be like, I think, a Cold War arms race in biotech, right? So we had a nuclear arms race where, countries built up their ability to destroy the planet with nuclear bombs. But then there was also the light side, where they would build the best clean energy, most hardened energy sources, hardened from natural disasters, hardened from geopolitical issues with trade, and hardened from everything, every threat you could imagine with nuclear power, which is really the best in one of its forms, or a few of its forms, the best energy source human beings have ever developed by leaps and bounds. There's no comparison with wind or solar or even geothermal. I mean, geothermal, wind, and solar, if anything, are capitalizing on second order nuclear forces, and diffuse sources at that. With geothermal, we're capturing nuclear decay in our Earth's core. Solar, we're capturing, the nuclear fusion in our sun, and or our star, the sun. And wind is a little bit more complicated, but likely, the Earth's rotation, electromagnetic winds from space, driving temperature changes, and blah blah blah. Basically, the rotation of the Earth. Nuclear power is what we're either copying. We're copying those forces when we generate nuclear power. But the military aspect of things was the Cold War. So I do think that we're in kind of a modern day Cold War, and I hope it stays a Cold War. I hope it doesn't become a hot war, unless you consider, the release of biological weapons a hot war. I don't, because what an arms race is the buildup of offensive weapons and offensive deterrence, but also the buildup of defensive weapons. So that's where the pharmaceutical companies start acting like military contractors did during the first Cold War, where they are developing the defense systems, right? So that's where we are now, I think, as a planet, is we are in a Cold War in biotech. And I'm just a small fish in a fishbowl. and the resources I have to defend myself are between my ears, and it's a pretty piss poor resource, but doing the best I can. I don't think that I'm gonna thrive in this environment because I'm alone. And I hate to bellyache about it, but it's a handicap, not to have a support system around you to provide aid, So This is kind of my journey, but I know I'll fail. It'll probably be economics that drive me down. Because even the basics to do the bare minimum to kind of what I feel defend my body from these chemical threats and biological threats, the bare minimum is like financially backbreaking. So, and I do expect it to get worse. Where the food, never mind medicine, which is like highly refined food, isolates, basically. Uh, I think most medicine is food that has been really, really refined. Um, Even the food is going to become difficult, even though I'm working and I hope to continue working. I think food is going to become an issue. I got a call back from a couple renters, potential renters, and I'm offering a room basically at like $400 for two people. Just nothing from my area. With electric and heat and air conditioning included. Uh, but I'm terrified because I don't want to get murdered. I don't want to get robbed. I don't want to have my house hijacked. You bring people into a situation like that, and it's really easy to be the loser, especially if the government doesn't like you. Local police aren't on your side. Local government's not on your side. People just decide to stop paying rent. What are you gonna do? Nothing. You can fight them. They decide to rob you. They're heroin addicts. There's so many likely scenarios of just becoming a victim that is difficult. But the alternative of continuing on this journey solo is also terrifying because economically I'm struggling, and I haven't succeeded in finding a second wife or somebody to share my life and my troubles with. So to bring in roommates is logical. Going through prison, I think, is gonna kind of help me deal with that because I didn't end up the punk in prison, but people oftentimes, especially if it's a guy and his girlfriend, the guy's gonna act like a tough guy in front of his girlfriend, and if they're talking to me instead of like a legit apartment building, they're probably homeless people, you know, pretending to have a job or something like that. So I'm gonna keep talking to them, but I'm really nervous about it. I need a income source though. I need a second source. I just wish it was a girlfriend who wanted to live with me and share a life with me, as opposed to a strange couple who is looking for a place to live. But I need friends and I need roommates. So that's where I'm at. I'm happy I got food. I got some medicine. I'm gonna take my dog for a walk and enjoy my Saturday. I'm feeling strong, feeling healthy. I'm not worried about any long-term effects of the virus right now because every time I question, like, what's the sensation in my body, I ask myself, if I was sick, would I be able to do 60 push-ups? No. If my eyes were failing me, would I be able to see 2 miles and 2 inches with high clarity? No. If I was about to die, would I be able to run 5 miles? Never mind fast. No. So I'm freaking out because I'm a crazy person. I'm having sensations I'm not used to, where I'm having tastes and feeling like things are burning and feeling different feelings that I'm not used to. But all the kind of non-subjective markers of health are fantastic and improving. So the fact I'm having these weird sensations maybe shouldn't scare me so much. And yeah, and that's it. The rest is all economic. I gotta get money. I gotta work harder. I gotta work longer hours. That's important until I get financially incentivized based on performance. I need to slow down. And I don't mean that to be rude or anything. It's I need to work the system that I am given. And nothing is worse than a callback. Nothing is worse than finishing your day early and not having enough money and then getting callback. No, that hasn't happened. I haven't had short days and then had callbacks, but I've had short days and there's no reason they're booking what they're expecting to be a full day. I'm getting it done faster. That's good, but if I make a mistake because I'm working at unnecessarily fast pace, then I'm an idiot. So I need to slow down at work. And financially, that's the system. That's what's going to get me more money, too. So I need to slow down at work. I need to get this money. I need to relax about my health, relax about my eyes. I'm going to take these eye vitamins because I spent a ton of money on them. And eyes are important. And whatever shedding is taking place, I'm going to assume is healthy shedding of cellular waste products. But I'm not going to worry that I'm going to lose my vision. You know, I'm not going to be scared of that. I'm not going to be scared of cancer. I'm not going to be scared of this stuff. Because really every marker that there is telling me that I'm in the best shape of my life. You know, that's the truth. So I should be thankful and appreciative of that instead of worried and stressful because of this Cold War. You know, this biotech Cold War. It's over my head. I am incapable of processing the reality of these technologies or psychologically anticipating the behavior of these people who have these technologies at their disposal. So I shouldn't worry about it. It's like my dog loves me. It's like the stress of radiation is worse than the radiation itself. It's not always true, but if you're worried about it all the time, it can be true. So I'm not going to worry about biotech all the time. It's not healthy. It's not helpful. It's not healthy. I just need to wash my hands, not touch my face, practice good hygiene. I'm going to continue with the colloidal silver treatments just because I feel like these mucous membranes are vulnerable to all sorts of infections and I want to be on guard. But I'm not going to be worried anymore, about any symptoms I may or may not be experiencing because I am on point, like physically. It's just, I don't mean to brag, but I'm just in the best shape of my life. So if I'm dying, the rest of you are screwed. Or I was dead 15 years ago because I'm a whole lot more alive now. If I'm shedding fat faster than I used to, that's great. That's something I'm going to be happy about. I'm not going to look at it like a symptom. I'm going to look at it like it's about time. I struggled to get below 10% body fat for years. And now that I'm below it and shedding fat, with ease, I should be thankful and not like, this is weird. My fat used to be much tougher than my fat is now. My fat now seems to just fall off my muscle, where before it was like I couldn't kill it with a jackhammer. Now it's just like I can flick it with my finger and it turns to dust. But it's what it is. I'm happy. I'm not an unhealthy weight. I'm not anorexic. It's just something's going on with my biology, and it's giving me a really more chiseled look. I have lower body fat, and my weight hasn't changed, so I'm growing muscle as I'm losing fat, and it's a good thing. I'm not gonna freak out about it. It's just the timing, you know. If this happened 5 years ago, I was having these symptoms, and I went through all the same kind of experience, but there was no COVID, there was no CRISPR-Cas9, there was no gene drive scandal, there was no anything. You know, extreme human longevity was still limited to supplements and wasn't into messing with, myostatin or telomeres or anything like that. I would, on a genetic level, I would be a whole lot more comfortable. But knowing that technology exists doesn't mean it's been used against me. If anything, maybe just the propaganda has been used. And, I don't know. It's an unknowable to me. So I'm going to assume the best, assume that I'm just, achieving. I don't want to pat myself on the back too much, but I'll say collegiate level athleticism later in life. And say boo-hoo. That's great news. I'm not even going to try as hard at the gym because it's getting easy. Like everything. Stretching, push-ups. I'm almost getting bored before I'm getting tired, And maybe that's the way a lot of people feel, and I was just weak before. Who knows? So again, I'm gonna be Mr. Brightside. Look at the bright side of things and not worry about the negative possibilities. Like, looking at things from the negative side can keep you alive, because suspicion and anticipating bad results is like an inhibitor on self-destructive behavior, right? Because you're trying to protect yourself from getting hurt or getting killed. But it can also be socially destructive. Nobody wants to hang out with a negative individual, and it can have a really negative impact on your quality of life. So you can improve maybe the duration of your life by having a negative outlook and hurt your quality of life. And I want to have a better quality of life. So I'm going to try to be Mr. Optimistic. And if my life is shortened because I'm not anticipating falling on my face, then so be it at this point. Whatever. Just going to look at everything I do. I'm going to keep up the same meditative practice. I'm going to keep up vibrating plate. I'm going to keep up my exercise, my hydration, everything, the colloidal silver. But I'm going to look at it not as this is a disease mitigation or a way to protect myself from the secondary effects of a disease. Look at it just strength training. Strength training. It's just nothing but strength training. I'm training my bones, training my immune system, training my cardiovascular system and nervous system, everything. It's all just strength training. Disease doesn't exist. It's going to be my new mantra. It doesn't. Only strength training exists. Diseases don't exist. You don't have a disease. You just have the absence of strength. That's what it is. You don't have a disease. You have the absence of strength. So that's the new mantra. All right, guys. I'm feeling good. Take it easy.